What's going on, you guys? I am bringing you a top 10 list today of the top 10 X-Wing ships that I would suggest getting multiples of, and the reason for multiples in this case may be, it's a great ship and you want to fly like two of them side by side. Maybe it's a great ship that comes with great upgrades. Maybe it's got upgrades that you can only get in this ship. So, basically my top 10 X-Wing ships that you can definitely want to consider getting multiple upgrades of. Let's jump into this list at number 10. I do want to point out also there's another round of the giveaway going on right now. So if you're not already a subscriber, you can enter this giveaway very simply by becoming a subscriber and leaving a comment on this or one of my other videos. And you can win an expansion of your choice in the form of a $20 Cool Stuff gift card. It's as simple as that. So number 10 is the Myst Hunter. Now, the Myst Hunter is on this list not because of how great the ship is. It's not really that great. In fact, I don't think I would ever really want to fly multiple Myst Hunters in the same list. But one of the things, actually, I had bought a second Myst Hunter and ended up giving it away because I just decided I wasn't going to ever do it. So actually, I think this was the first expansion I just gave to somebody. But there are some upgrades in here that are pretty good depending on your list building criteria. So what comes in here? Electronic Baffle. Electronic Baffle is a really good upgrade, especially on certain lists. I'm a big fan of it. Being able to just shake off stress or shake off ion tokens. There are a lot of ways that card can combo with other builds. So if you are looking for something like that, this is a place to get that. Also, Adaptability. Adaptability is really good because of the fact that it's a 0-point card. And anybody with an EPT can take it. Now, this does come with 2 copies, so that's why this one's a little bit lower on the list, because it has 2. So, buying only one of these is still going to get you 2 adaptabilities, but there are a lot of builds that you have room for more than 2 adaptabilities. So, if you are looking for either of those 2, this is your place. And I mean, you're also getting tractor beams, but everything else that you're going to get here is going to be unique. And some of this stuff is pretty cool. It's like the cloaking device is cool to put on other ships. And I would like to see this ship end up seeing more use. It's just not that great right now, but it is got some good upgrades, and that's why I have it at number 10. Next up, at number 9. The Phantom II. So the Phantom II is a really nice little support ship. It's not a real heavy hitter, but it's a fun little ship to fly. It has, the lowest pilot skill of 1, the highest pilot skill of 9. Very cool, but they're all uniques and there's no generics here. So, you're not as likely to fly multiples of these, although it is possible. And there's definitely some potential combinations you could work in that regard. But and you could even chain, there's all kinds of little combinations you could work with trying to run multiples of these, but generally it's not too common. The reason I have this one on here, and at my number 9, is twofold, because you're getting, first off, you're getting a 0-point card, and that's the Courier Droid. 0-point crew is very, very easy to put on a lot of different ships, and there's so many times where you may have, one crew, but you don't have the points for another one. Here's a 0-point crew, always worth putting. You may not use it, but maybe you will. All right, so there's really, if you were going to leave a slot empty, you're always better off throwing a 0-point upgrade in that slot, just so you have the option. Unless, of course, the 0-point upgrade gives you some kind of negative ability. But the Courier Droid just gives you some extra options for placement, so that's cool. But the even bigger reason, or at least the same, if maybe bigger, is the Flight Assist Astromech. Is the only place to get Flight Assist Astromech right now, and it's a good Astromech for only 1 point. And one of the things I think that's so nice about it is that good 1-point astromechs are huge for X-Wings. And at the time of making this video, it's March of 2018. We are currently awaiting, the X-Wing fix, which is supposed to be coming out this year. X-Wings may very well become huge again, and a really nice upgrade like this that gives some abilities, like some movement abilities that the T-65 X-Wing doesn't have. This could potentially be huge. It could be, this one could be warrants a much higher spot than 9, but there's a lot we really don't know as of this moment. So I think there's a lot of potential with this Astromech. That's why I put this expansion on the list. It's number 9, the Phantom II. Number 8 might surprise some people. It's the Lambda expansion. Now, the Lambda is, again, not a ship I think you'll really want to fly multiples of, although you certainly can, and it would be fun. I liked the Lambda a lot because it was the first ship that had moving parts. I love folding the wings up or having one up and one down, just so it can like high-five another ship as it flies past. But I do like the Lambda expansion. You can roll 2 of them. People tend to just roll 1 with Palpatine on it, or some of the names, forcing target locks onto this ship or whatever. There's some different cool strats with Lambdas, although it's not really, it's not one of the best ships in the game, but it's pretty solid. But the reason it's on here is really for the upgrade cards that come with this expansion. There are some really nice upgrades that come in here, and some of them are available in a few other places, but some of them are only available here. So, you can get a heavy laser cannon in here, which is nice. You can get that in other places as well. But advanced sensors is only available here in the E-Wing. And if you're not a Rebel player or you don't really like the E-Wing, which it's hard to blame you because overall it's not a great expansion, then you've got, here's a great place to get advanced sensors, which is a tremendous upgrade. But you've also got a couple that you can only get here, right? Navigator, Flight Instructor, Anti-Pursuit Lasers. So those are only available here. So if you have builds that want a couple of those things, then you may want to get a second Lambda. And you can run 2 in the same build. It's not really common, but you're getting a lot of really cool. You're getting some great upgrade cards. Some that are exclusive. So there may be some specific things that are going to require multiple. You might want multiple flight instructors. You might want a lot. If you're running all big ships, maybe you want a whole bunch of anti-pursuit lasers, something like that. Those aren't too common, but the fact that you're also getting another advanced sensors really makes this one potentially worth a second buy. And it's a cool ship. They're beautiful. Next up, the TIE Aggressor. This is number 7. TIE Aggressor is this one is starting to fit like both sides of the spectrum here, because here's a ship you may want to actually run multiples of. It's a good swarmy ship. It's cheap enough that you can fit multiple. You can have lots of ships in your build, and it comes with some really good cards. You're getting some things that you can find in other places also, but you're also getting your own share of unique stuff. Like you're getting twin laser turret. This one is also available in the K-Wing, but K-Wings were out for a long time. This was the only place to get twin laser turret. You're getting unguided rockets, synced turret, but intensity is a pretty good one that you're getting, and this is the only place to get that as well. And people like to use intensity on a lot of other ships as well. So this could be one of those expansions you buy for upgrades. It could also be an expansion that you get to fly multiple versions of the same type of ship in the same build, especially if you want to run multiple turrets. This is the only place you can do turrets for the Empire or the turret upgrades. So pretty solid card. I'm a fan of it. Lightweight frame also comes in here too. So maybe you want to outfit a bunch of your bombers with lightweight frame. That's available other places as well. But a lot of really good upgrades in this pack. It's a solid buy. Lots of value from this pack. All right, number 6 is the IG-2000. So IG-2000 really isn't going to give you anything unique as far as its upgrade cards in here, and it has no generics. So why is this high on my list? Well, the IG-2000 by definition is virtually meaningless to fly by itself. All right, this was made to be flied in pairs or potentially more than pairs. Anybody who's ever flown IG-2000 has pretty much flown another. Now, granted, you do have an IG crew now that you can potentially do it, but that's newer. But for the longest time, it was always you had to fly 2 IG-2000s because they share pilot skill abilities through the IG-2000 title, which is a non-unique title you can put on any aggressor that you have. Of course, it has to be this type of aggressor. You can't put it on the TIE aggressor. But yeah, so this one's kind of self-explanatory. I shouldn't really have to explain it as much. This is a ship you want to fly in multiples. It's made to be flied in multiples. There is the exception now that we have a crew that kind of does the same effect as flying it in multiples, but yes, you want to fly this ship in multiples, and you generally want 2 of these. It's fun if you're playing Epic also to throw in 4 of them, 3 or 4. But I've gone up against 4 of them in Epic, and they're very, very strong. So it's a strong, solid ship. All these upgrades you can get in other places, but there are good upgrades, and some of them are ones that used to only be available in one place. So it's nice to be able to have all these available in at least one other place as well. So that's the IG-2000. Next up is number 5. Number 5 is the TIE FO. I picked up a couple of these because I wanted to have a couple of jukes. The TIE FO is a swarm ship, but it's, you might think, well, wait a second, I already got my Force Awakens core set, I already had a TIE FO. How many individual TIE FO expansions do I need? Well, if you want to run a TIE FO swarm, you're going to need multiples, right? So you can do it definitely for the ship, but you're getting juke and also comm relay, and those are both exclusive to this expansion, and they're not bad cards. I really like juke. Comm relay I don't use on as many ships. I definitely use it on this ship, but it's not one that I really want to put on too many other ships. There are some uses for it, but I think but both of these are exclusive to this expansion pack, and I think juke is worth it. Juke is a really good card, and there's a lot more builds that are going to use juke. So juke is more widely appealable. Comm relay has a much more narrow appeal, but they're both exclusive here, and that makes this one worth getting multiples. And it's because it covers all 3 bases. You can fly swarms of these ships, and unique expansion. All right, next up is the Y-wing at number 4. So the original Y-wing, we're going kind of old school here. This one is more along the lines in here for having multiple ships. Y-wings for the longest time get flown in groups. And of course, you can fly just one if you want, but a lot of builds for years have been flying multiple Y-wings. Ever since twin laser turrets came out, people were throwing them on Y-wings. Then once Scum also launched a whole bunch of Y-wings, so you're getting double duty here. So your Y-wing expansion, you can also use that to fly extra Scum Y-wings, or what there's a lot of crossover. Or if you have the Scum, if you have Most Wanted pack, there's stuff in there that's going to work for your Rebel Y-wings. So there's a lot of synergy. But also you're getting a unique card in here too, and that's the R2 Astromech. And honestly, the R2 Astromech's pretty good. Granted, it works best on Y-wings, but it's pretty good. You can use it on X-wings also. It's not a bad little Astromech. So, but the Y-wing is just it's one of those expansions that was never great, but it never really faded that far into obsolescence, because it's always been pretty solid. And every new turret that comes out makes it good too. But usually people like to run these in multiples, 2 at least generally, or what I see. But you don't. I've seen a lot of 4 Y-wing builds over the years too. So this one, I think it's just solid. If you have a wider collection and you've got a lot of twin laser turrets in your collection, you want to run multiple Y-wings. I'm going with the Y-wing here. Next up, the Alpha Class Starwing. This is number 3. The Alpha Class Starwing, or the gunboat, is in here for that both ends of the spectrum. It's a good ship. You can load this thing up with ordnance, and you can have a couple of them and trying to do that big alpha strike. You can just have so much damage coming off, on that first volley of shooting. And on top of that, you're also getting a couple of unique upgrades in here. You're getting a lot of good upgrades. Some of them are newer and they're available in only a few places. But you're getting jamming beam here, which is all right. But linked battery, I really like. I especially like linked battery for any cannon ship that doesn't necessarily want to use its cannons. I like putting linked battery on B-wings, for example. So a lot of all over the place. There's some good upgrades in here that you could get this just for the upgrades, but it's also really good as a ship by itself as well, and it's new, so it's going to be good for a little while as well. All right, on to number 2. Number 2 is the TIE Silencer. Now, the TIE Silencer is a little expensive, so I can understand if you don't want to get 2. And it does come with some multiples. But this one is, again, it's like the newest ship we have in X-Wing right now for the Empire. So it's pretty well balanced. It's got its shields, it's got hull, it's got 3 agility, 3 attack. It's a very strong ship. I think it looks really, really cool. You're getting some unique cards here as well. You're getting Threat Tracker, you're getting Debris Gambit, and you're getting, now granted, you're getting a couple of those, but also what's great here is that you're getting auto thrusters. So this one has a lot of stuff, but you're getting 2 of each of those, but some of these things you're going to want in more than 2 potentially. But I just think this one's great for those reasons, and I have a third reason. That's what made this one kind of come up to the top. And now this one's just my opinion. I think some of you might actually rank this one a little bit lower because of the fact that it comes with multiples. But I always like to keep, I like to paint my stuff, and I always like to keep one untouched. So if there's something that I really, really, really want to paint, then it makes me want to, get a second one. So considering that this is a solid ship, usually people only fly one, but you could totally fly 3 of these, and it'd be really fun because you'd have a pretty well balanced, maneuverable, avoidable, shielded attack force with pretty strong attack. Lots of good upgrades in here. Auto thrusters is one of those things that people were really happy that they finally gave you auto thrusters in another pack. So this is good for that. But I wanted to paint one, but while still leaving one untouched. And the reason is I'm not happy with the paint job on here. Other than the cockpit, like, it's pretty much all matte black. All the detail is like there's no wash or shading in here at all. So I wanted to paint another one. Again, like I said, my list is my own preference. So I understand if you guys think this one, because it comes with multiples, doesn't need to be on that list. But that's what pushed this one up onto that list. And also the fact that it's newer. Newer ships are more likely to last longer. So older ships are more likely to become obsolete because of newer things that come out. It does happen in new ships sometimes, but it's less likely. So this one, I think, is going to be safe, and you'll be able to fly 2 of these for a while. Before I get to the number 1, I got a couple of honorable mentions. TIE Advanced's my personal favorite Imperial ship in the game. If you have the Raider expansion, you may want to get a couple extra TIE Advanced because you get enough cards in the Raider to outfit 4 TIE Advanceds, but it comes with 1. So you would want to have at least 3 TIE Advanced expansions if you had a Raider, and to make use of all those cards you're going to get. If you're playing Rebels, the K-Wing, you're getting a Bombardier. You're also getting Twin Laser Turret. It is available in 2 places now, but that's one place for it. And then once upon a time, maybe the TIE Punisher. I think it'll come back. I think it'll become more, it's more strong at some point, but it's gotten nerfed, but it does give you the twin ion engine upgrade, which is useful for a lot of different ships. So because of that upgrade, you may want to get that one as well. And there's several more that have some unique upgrades that aren't really, or there's several more that you can get, but I didn't think were really worth it for this list. So I'll get to my number 1. Here comes the number 1. The number 1 is actually the TIE SF expansion. Good ship. It's pretty strong. It's fairly well balanced, and it's got Quick Draw is a great pilot. But it's just overall it's a hard to kill ship. It's cheaper than the Silencer, and it comes with one of my it comes with sensor cluster and collision detector. And collision detector specifically is my favorite one. It only gives you one of those too, but it's a 0-point system upgrade, and that one is really like a big deal. Like I mentioned before, like if you followed me for a while, B-Wing is my favorite ship, and if you've only got one of these, if you have 4 of them, for example, you can run a whole bunch of B-Wings, free upgrade on all of them. You know what? Boom. Now they can ignore the stress from they can barrel roll through those those debris clouds like with ease. That's it. Free upgrades are great, especially if it's like sometimes because B-Wings are a little expensive. If you're trying to make B-Wings work or really anything with system slot, it's a free upgrade for you. So it's like that's useful on so many ships because more and more ships lately have been getting that systems upgrade. Which is making this an even more and more in demand expansion. Not to mention that it's just a good ship overall. It really is. So this one kind of fires on all cylinders for me. And that's my number 1, guys. So so a little bit of a spoiler because you were thinking that the 3 ships in the thumbnail were near the top of my list. No, they were honorable mentions. So there you go. Didn't want to spoil. I hate when thumbnails have the spoiler for what's at the top of the list. So I thought I'd throw a little change. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and make sure you're entered to win the latest giveaway by being a subscriber and leaving a comment on this one of my videos. You can let me know what you think of my list. Let me know which ones you agree with, which you don't agree with. I expect a lot of you will not agree with the TIE Silencer, but that was just my opinion. One of the things that really drove that where it is for my list was the need to paint one of them. Of course, you could just paint one and just have that one, which is totally an option as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you click that bell for alerts so you don't miss when the next videos are coming out. Legion is coming out later this week, so I'll have a lot more videos for that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.